Hey our friends, today we're drawing Mrs. Claus. I hope you're ready to follow along. You have your marker and you have some paper in front of you. Yesterday we drew a cartoon version of Santa Claus. It turned out really cool, so I thought it would be fun to draw Mrs. Claus today. Okay, let's start by drawing her eyes, and we're going to use a lot of the same steps that we used on Santa Claus. So we're going to start by drawing two circles for her eyes. We'll start right here. We're going to draw them about this size. We want to try and make them the same size as Santa Claus. We'll draw the other circle for other eye, and we want them to be about the same size. And then we're going to draw smaller circles inside of this in the top right for the shine. This makes her look friendly. So there we go, there's one. Draw another one over here on this side. And then I'm also going to draw even smaller circles in the bottom left. Okay, next let's color in the big circle and leave the smaller circles white. Okay, now we're ready to draw her face. So let's draw a big circle for the shape of her head. We'll start up here, draw a big circle. It comes all the way around. We'll come all the way down. Come back up. And then connect at the top. Okay, let's add some hair so that she doesn't look bald. She kind of looks like an alien, doesn't she? All right, so we're going to start right here, and we're going to draw a rainbow line that goes over, all the way over from one side over to the other side. Okay, now let's draw our ears. We'll draw a C shape over here on this side, backwards C shape on this side. Okay, now let's draw eyelashes. We can add 3 little eyelashes on each side of her eye. So 1 on this side, and then 3 over here on this side. Then we can give her eyebrows, a little line on top of her eye over here, 1 on this side. Okay, let's give her more hair so she looks like Mrs. Claus. We're going to add a bow first. So I'm going to draw a little box on the top of her head. This is for the middle of her bow. Then we're going to draw a line that comes out and down to complete one side. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. On the left side, let's draw a line up and down. There's her bow. Okay, now she has a big bun on top. We're going to draw a big half circle or a upside down U shape. Start over here. All the way over. There we go. Now it's starting to look like Mrs. Claus. Okay, let's draw her nose next. Now, if I ever go too fast, when I'm doing these lessons by myself, sometimes I do go too fast. If you need a little extra time, just remember you can always pause the video. Okay, let's draw the same mouth that we drew for Santa. We'll draw a little smile underneath her nose, and then we're going to draw her mouth open. So let's draw a big U shape. So she looks really happy. There we go. And then we could draw her tongue in there, right at the bottom. And then let's color in the top of her mouth, but leave the bottom white, so we can color that pink at the end. Okay, we did it. We drew her face. That was pretty simple. Now let's draw her body. We're going to start right here, and we're going to draw it short, just like Santa, so they look like they match and they go together. We're going to start right here on the side of her head, and we're going to draw a curve that comes down like this for one side of her body, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. There we go. We got both sides of her body. Then we're going to connect the bottom. So she's wearing a little dress. We're going to connect from one side over to the other. And I'm going to turn my paper this way because it's a little easier to draw this curved line. Now sometimes it's easier to draw a line if you turn your paper. Don't feel like you have to keep it stuck to the table. Okay, now let's draw the bottom of her coat. So I'm going to do the same thing that we did with Santa. I'm going to draw a little line that comes out and down. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, now let's connect the 2 bottom lines. I'm going to turn my paper again this way, and I'm going to draw a line that matches this first line. We want it to look like they go together. And we're going to draw a curve like this instead of straight across so that her body looks round. It makes her look 3D. Okay, now let's give her an apron. So I'm going to draw another line that goes across her waist, just like we did down here. It's going to match. It's the same curve, so we'll start here. Draw a curve that goes all the way over and curves back up. And we want it to match so it looks round. Okay, let's finish her apron. We're going to draw another line for the top of her apron that matches. So we're going to draw it right next to that first one we drew. And then I'm going to turn my paper back this way, and we're going to draw the bottom of her apron. So I'm going to draw a U shape. We'll start over here, curve down here at the bottom, and then back up. Okay, now we can add a little detail on the top of her dress around her neck. I'm going to draw U's that are connected to each other. She's looking really cute. Okay, now we need to draw her arms, and we're going to use the same arms that we drew on Santa. We draw a line that comes out from her shoulder and then back in, and then we can draw the cuff that goes around the bottom of her sleeve. So this is a lot like the bottom of her dress. We're going to draw a little step that comes out and down, and then connect that back into her body, and then we'll draw a U shape or a J shape for her mittens. There we go. She looks really cute. Now we're going to draw the other arm over here, and we want this to look the same as this one over here. We want it to be the same length. We'll draw it back into her body, and we're going to draw the little cuff, the bottom of her sleeve, little line that comes out and down, and then connect it back into her body, and then we'll draw that mitten. Draw a J shape right here at the bottom. Okay, we're going to draw her shoes, and then she's going to have smaller shoes than Santa. Santa had big boots on, so let's draw a small little toe popping out at the bottom of her dress right here, and we'll draw the back of her heel that's really small. And then I'm going to turn my paper again this way, and we can connect the bottom of her shoes together. Okay, let's do the same thing over here. We'll draw another shoe on this side. So her toe first, and then her heel, and then we'll connect them at the bottom. We did it! We finished drawing Mrs. Claus. I'm sure your drawings look amazing, but they're going to look even better once we color her. So let's put our markers off to the side. I'm going to use colored pencils, but you can use whatever you want to color your drawings. Now, this part I'm going to fast forward, but at the end you can pause the video to match the coloring. All right, let's do it. Alright, we finished coloring Mrs. Claus. She turned out really cute. Now you guys can pause the video so you can match the coloring that I did, or you can use your creativity to color her your own way. Now don't worry about trying to make your drawing look perfect, because the most important thing is to have fun, and the second most important thing is to practice. I promise, the more you practice, the better you'll get. Now if you haven't seen our Santa Claus lesson, you've got to check that one out too. Look at that, they look super cute. They need to be on the same page. So I'm going to challenge you guys to redraw both of these lessons and put them together on one paper. That would make an awesome Christmas card to give away this Christmas. I hope you had a lot of fun following along with me, and we'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye!